I've lived with 4 cats in some very tiny spaces. Studio apartments, one-room rentals, places where every square meter mattered. And that experience is what pushed me into learning about cat behavior, catifying my space, and digging into the research behind feline welfare. So in this video, we're looking at actual science-backed indicators that behaviorists and, of course, scientists use to assess whether an indoor cat is genuinely content and healthy or quietly stressed. Cats don't announce discomfort the way dogs do. They're wired to hide weakness because in the wild, weakness makes you vulnerable. So indoor life stress often shows as tiny shifts. Looks like it snowed overnight, which means I can't open the window that often. So that means I need to make a new perch for these guys to have a bit more sunlight. Today we're breaking down some of these subtle signals, all based on findings from feline welfare studies, but explained in a way that helps you observe your own cats at home. So let's start with the first set of signals, the everyday behaviors that reveal how confident and comfortable a cat feels in their space. The first is sleep choices, not sleep length. A happy indoor cat doesn't just sleep a lot, they sleep confidently. And behaviors look at number of sleep locations, openness and relaxedness of body position, and willingness to switch spots throughout the day. Cats who feel safe and secure will sleep on the sofa, on a shelf by the window, on your chair. They spread themselves across the territory. On the opposite side, a stressed cat often defaults to one ultra-secure spot, usually something tucked, dark, or hidden. In my old studio, whenever one of my cats chose the same corner for every nap, it usually meant something was off between them, or a quick trip to the vet was required. Second is just everyday curiosity, or just environmental interaction. As cat owners, you've seen it 1,000 times without realizing how meaningful it is. It's the casual window check, the decision to hop on a higher perch, the slow inspection of a grocery bag, or even 10 seconds of self-initiated play. Happy cats don't need to be energetic all the time. They just need to show that small, steady signs of engagement with their own world. But when curiosity disappears, that's often the first sign of a chronic boredom, stress, or underlying condition or health issue. Third is, of course, relaxed body language. We all know the obvious signals, but behaviorists focus on microsigns. A loose body rather than tucked in limbs, slow blinks in your presence, ears in neutral positions, tail resting softly instead of rigid, and grooming comfortably in the open. But behavior doesn't happen in a vacuum, especially if you live with more than one cat. The next layer is how they interact with each other. Living with 4 cats taught me something quickly. Harmony isn't measured by fights, it's measured by negotiations. Even in my home, where all my cats get along and they're friendly with each other, there are occasional challenges and disputes. So paying attention to their social patterns is another reliable way to understand how content our cats really are. For most cat owners, this one is the most clear, and it's affiliation behaviors. If your cat rubs on furniture, on corners, or on you, that's them depositing scent. It's one of the clearest indicators of environmental ownership and emotional safety. Other positive signs is resting near you without needing to sit on you, approaching you calmly, or choosing to groom in your space, or just casually sharing a seat with your other cats. Next is conflict patterns in multi-cat homes. This is where it's pretty interesting because behaviorists don't look at these individual fights, they look at behavioral asymmetry. For example, if you see one cat moving out of the way of another cat's way, one cat always eating first, one cat monopolizing a perch or an elevated space, or even one cat sitting between another cat and a resource. So if one cat does all the interacting and the other avoids, that's an imbalance. In happy multi-cat environments, cats are sharing perches, alternating approaching their butler. They'll have similar relaxed body language in proximity with each other. So balance is the goal and not dominance. These next signs are things most people already know or recognize, so we'll go through them briefly. First is grooming patterns. Normal grooming pattern is predictable, short grooming sessions after waking or eating. Stressed is more over grooming of the belly or thighs. And depressed is decreased grooming overall, so your cat might have a disheveled look. And grooming is one of the strongest health indicators that we have. Second is litter box behavior. Behaviorists note this because cats change litter habits usually before most other symptoms. And healthy litter box behavior would be digging, covering, and going with a relaxed posture. Stress would be more excessive digging or even no digging, a stiff posture, and eliminating silently and quickly. This is often the first place emotional discomfort can show up, especially if they're avoiding the litter box altogether. Lastly is eating behavior. Happy cats eat with moderate pace, approach the bowl in a relaxed posture, and leave and return calmly. And if you live in a multi-cat household, they'll eat usually all together during mealtime. Stressed cats may guard the bowl, avoid eating until alone, or vomit from eating too quickly. Once you know what these signs look like, the next question is always the same. How do you actually support happier indoor behavior? Well, the good news is small changes make the biggest difference. Based on research and my own experience living in small spaces with 4 cats, here are the most impactful changes. First, add vertical options. Height reduces stress by giving cats more control, and there are a lot of easy ways to do that. I like to use suction cup perches. Second is predictable daily routines. Timing matters more than the activity. Cats relax when life is predictable. Having scheduled meal times and playtimes will not only help your cats feel more content, but aligns their energy levels with yours. Third is scent opportunities. Scratching posts, soft materials, cat grass, rotating catnip toys. Scent ownership builds confidence. 4 is food puzzles. Even a few minutes of earning food, because cats are natural foragers, increases exploratory behavior and reduces boredom. And last but not least is provide genuine choice. Choice of sleeping spots, perches, feeding areas, and play opportunities. More choice equals more perceived control, and more perceived control equals happier cats. At the end of the day, indoor cats can absolutely live full, enriched, emotionally healthy lives. But it doesn't happen automatically. It shows up in tiny moments. The way they sleep, explore, and the way they interact with us and each other. And once you learn to read those subtle signs, you start becoming a little bit of a behaviorist yourself. Thanks for watching till the end. For more on cat behavior and living with cats indoors and in smaller apartments, there are more videos on my channel to help you out. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next video.